Good morning, Advantage members. Happy Saturday. It's August 21st, 8:30 a.m. I typically don't do weekend videos just because I like to spend time by myself doing research, enjoying the day, enjoying the weekend, really doing non-crypto stuff. But today's opportunity is something that I did not want to pass, something that I definitely wanted to share with y'all as soon as possible. Something interesting that's really happening right now is the rise of AVAX. We wrote about AVAX, if y'all remember, maybe a month ago, last month. And you can find this on our Twitter feed right here, on our Medium feed, okay? You can read all about AVAX. The reason we covered AVAX is because of its huge potential that it has. And of course, the momentum, the stride, and the similarities that it has compared to BSC and Sushi and many other L1s and DEXs that have been truly successful thus far. So what I want to cover is, first of all, how do you use AVAX and why exactly is AVAX just completely ripping up? First things first, AVAX is a L1 ecosystem. So basically it's like Ethereum, Rune, Luna, Solana. But as of late, AVAX has been on a complete tear, like Solana has. But if you actually read this tweet thread on my Twitter feed, okay, you can follow me down here, all right? You'll see that AVAX has made some very interesting changes and some very notable additions to their platform, to their ecosystem, which have given it almost a rise similar to the Binance Smart Chain back in late 2020. If y'all remember, in 2020, the second half of 2020, it was an insane rise of the Binance Smart Chain. And with it came Cake, with it came a lot of these other crazy rips on altcoins that just did incredibly well. And this thread right here covers some of these similarities. Why exactly AVAX is seeing a similar rise to BSC. Now, this is really the main premise of our video today, which is to cover why exactly there's so much alpha hidden in AVAX. So I spent over the last 3 hours just looking into all the stuff going on. I literally just woke up super excited at 5 a.m. and I said, let's get to AVAX. Okay. And so far, I'm very impressed. Okay. So in this thread, first of all, you'll get to understand exactly what's going on with AVAX. You can read it by yourself. And then there's another thread that I retweeted on my Twitter feed is from Darren Lau. You can also look up exactly, how to use it, what's going on, what are the key tools associated with AVAX, etc. Now, the things that I'm going to discuss right now are, first of all, how to use it. Okay, so it's very simple. You can go to bridge.avax.network. This is basically the bridge between the Ethereum ecosystem to the AVAX ecosystem. Remember, Ethereum is the ERC20 token. So you can use Uniswap and all these different NFT platforms and all kinds of stuff with Ethereum. Now, AVAX has its own platforms that it's building and its own way of operating. So what you really need to do is, because most people are familiar with Ethereum, you're probably going to need a MetaMask. Okay, so if you have a MetaMask like I do, you'll need a MetaMask with some ETH on it. Once you have some ETH on it, okay, so once I have some ETH in my account, what will happen is it'll say, hey, this is your from Ethereum network to Avalanche network. So what you got to do is first port over some assets, specifically ETH, right? If you have 1inch or any of these other ETH tokens, you can do that. But right now, for the purposes of this experiment, I have some ETH in here, okay? Now this ETH, you could just click on it and you can hit max or whatever you want to do, right? Let's just say it's 0.01, okay? And you can do transfer, all right? So once you hit transfer, a dialog box will pop up from MetaMask and it'll say, hey, do you want to move these assets from the Ethereum network to Avalanche? And if you have enough gas fees, you'll make that transfer over. then what will happen is this Ethereum will actually turn into WETH, like this WETH right here. Okay. Once you have that WETH, now you've basically made your transfer of money from Ethereum to the AVAX network. And from that WETH, you can buy AVAX, which is the native currency of Avalanche network, obviously. And then you can go to, say, something like Pangolin, right? Pangolin is a pretty easy DEX, really. In this article, you could actually see that, there's multiple DEXs, multiple things that you can use to move money back and forth. But Pangolin is one that I found pretty easy. So, here's kind of how it looks like. Once again, you can connect your MetaMask wallet, right? In the MetaMask wallet, it'll actually ask you, hey, you have to connect to the Avalanche network, the Avalanche chain, which once again, on your MetaMask, it'll prompt you, do you want to add this Avalanche chain? And you can just hit yes if you want to. And then what you can do is you could simply go here, you can type in, your WETH, right? It'll pop up here, and you can buy AVAX with it. Remember, you always need some AVAX because just like the Ethereum ecosystem, the way you use Ethereum to move stuff over to use as gas, you need AVAX as gas as your backup. And then after that, what you can really do is once you have WETH or AVAX, you can buy tokens like PNG, which is Pangolin, right? This is it's kind of like a DEX, really. There's a whole lot of other tokens that are also in the Avalanche ecosystem. People have talked about Frax, which is one of the tokens, that's become popular. What else? BNQI, this QI token right here, right? This one's become popular. There's another one right here, Snowball, which has become popular too. And again, you can look up things that Darren has mentioned right here to just, find out exactly what you should be looking into, what you should be doing research on, because the chances are that one or few, or maybe even all of these tokens might do really, really well. Okay. People have talked about, Shroom, which is this Nifty X protocol. Joe, which is another token, which if you go on Twitter, almost everybody's talking about this. This is, once again, sort of a simple, farming DEX. It's kind of like your Sushi or your Step Finance kind of platform, right? And once again, you can connect your wallet, go to the Avalanche chain, and you can buy from here. Again, you can go to Trader Joe, XYZ.com, go to the trade option, and you can have your AVAX transferred over to the Joe token. There's a whole host of tokens on here which you can buy if you want to. You can also use your WETH to transfer over to Joe token, and then you can take your Joe token and stake it if you want to. The APR is pretty good, Then there's farming pools right here, all kinds of really, really interesting stuff going on, right? So you can farm and get some pretty good returns, 34%, 97%, 77%, 131%. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff going on. I'll let you guys kind of do this on your own, okay? But the point is that something very interesting is happening in AVAX, and I wanted to mention this to you guys so we stay prepared and ahead of the curve as this ecosystem grows and flourishes, and maybe more people join and more people buy some of these tokens and they start maybe pumping up the price. I myself have only dabbled into a little bit of the AVAX tokens so far, a little bit of the Pangolin, really nothing sizable, and just a little bit of the Joe, just for the purposes of understanding exactly how these platforms work. So, disclaimer, like I own a few of these tokens, but it's really not significant size. I just wanted to run an experiment with it. The other thing you can do is you can just go to this website, bridge.avax.network, hit the ecosystem right here, and then you'll see what else is in the ecosystem that you may want to read into, buy into, use, play around with, experiment with, etc. Okay, all kinds of stuff, really on here that's being built. So point is, I wanted to keep this analysis short. Again, AVAX is blowing up, and I think there's a reason for it. And I think Avi on this tweet thread mentions it really well. I think our article on Medium explains why AVAX is pegged to be more than likely a very successful ecosystem. And then, of course, you could read the thread from Darren all about how to use this, the network, how to utilize different tools within it, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, that's all I got for y'all, folks. I hope you found this analysis helpful. Good luck to you in the AVAX ecosystem. Once again, you can go to coingecko.com. You can just type in AVAX and you'll see in the categories AVAX ecosystem, and you can do all your research here. That's it. Cheers. Hope you guys found this alpha to be helpful on a Saturday. So enjoy.